Hello, church. It's so good to be with you today and whenever you're catching us, and super excited about the passages in our text today from First Peter. But before we get to that, I want to just express my heart to all our moms and hope that you had a great and glorious Mother's Day yesterday. We had a great Mother's Day at church. If you were able to join us, it's always a special day, an extremely well attended day. But I also know that it's a bittersweet day for some of us who have lost our moms. There's not a day that goes by that I don't miss my mom. And I find as I get older, oddly enough, I miss her more. And so she was my great cheerleader and she championed me. And so she was somebody that spoke blessing into my life, as we'll talk about in a second. So again, I hope you had a great Mother's Day. And if you've lost your mom, I hope you know you're not alone. And that I trust that our moms are all home in heaven. So let's look at the text. It comes from 1 Peter chapter 2, beginning of verse 9. It says, "But you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession, that you may declare the praises of him who called you out of darkness into his wonderful light. Once you were not a people, but now you are a people of God. Once you had not received mercy, but now you have received mercy." So much good going on in that text. I think it's important for us to realize that for the hearers, the first century hearers, this would have been shocking news that somebody said to them, "You are a royal priesthood." First of all, it demonstrates two stratas of socioeconomic living that probably the early church members could not have even fathomed possible. First of all, that you would be royal anything, which were the elite of the day, much less in a priesthood, which also was an elite class of people. So Peter starts his text by talking about being a royal priesthood. This would have thrown them off. It would have thrown them into like, what are you talking about? Are you kidding me? We're a royal priesthood. And I think part of what I've learned from my wife, Dee Dee, who spent 40 years as a kindergarten teacher and early childhood director, is how important it is to speak possibilities into young children early in life. So she loved doing nothing more than speaking blessings and possibilities into the hearts of 5-year-olds, so that they would begin to understand themselves beyond the scope of the world around them, that they would see themselves as a blessing full of possibility. And I think this is what Peter's trying to do here. He's trying to tell them, listen, you're a lot of things. You're a chosen people. You're a royal priesthood. You're a holy nation. You're God's special possession. These are accolades that no one in the first century could have ever imagined being associated with them. So here's what I can say. If indeed we are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a special possession, then I think there are two things that come with that distinction. One, we have been granted extraordinary authority. We've been granted extraordinary authority over the principalities of darkness to take a stand in this world as people of light. I think we need to recognize and own our authority in this broken world. And the second thing is it comes with an immense amount of responsibility. And listen, I'm just going to be straight up with you. I don't get anybody who's been rescued from death, anybody who didn't have mercy at one time and has mercy now and is doing nothing with that salvation, that somehow this is just their personal reward for accepting Christ, and then it has no ramifications for the world around them, for their family. It's part of why I love the Zacchaeus story. It says Jesus went to his home. His entire household came to faith. That would have been all the relatives, cousins, servants, everybody in that house came to faith. And so I don't understand people who accept Christ and then feel like they have no responsibility beyond that. So the last part of this text that I really enjoy is that it tells us that we were called out of the darkness into his wonderful light. And I think the challenge for us in this modern world is to begin to live and act like children of the light. I think sometimes we have a tendency to act more like children of the darkness, but we are called to be children of the light. And this is the expectation. And then the last thing is, it says, there was a time you weren't a people. Now you're the people of God. Do you understand the significance of that? People wander through life with no sense of belonging. This is what allows cults to exist. This is what allows gangs to exist. This is what allows mobs to exist, is that people who desperately need to belong will attach themselves to anything that just gives them a passing fancy. This is why this is so important for him to say, you are a people. Like, so in that time, the early church would have been a conglomeration of lots of people groups. But now they find themselves as Christians coming together. And what Peter's saying, listen, you were once not a people. You once not mattered in this world. But now you are a people. And you are not just anybody's people. You are God's people. And that matters. Church, this passage is so rich. I pray that you find yourself marinating in it all week. I love this text. It's a great reminder to us of who we really are. I love you, church. Can't wait to be with you again next week. Love you, moms. Have a good one.